Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. Can we talk? From Joan Rivers, it was an invitation, even a provocation, to join her on the uncensored comedic romps that made her one of the most popular and transgressive comedians of our era. The Brooklyn-born insult comedian, author, and fashion commentator who crashed the male-dominated realm of late-night talk shows and turned Hollywood red carpets into danger zones for badly dressed celebrities, passed away on Thursday. Rivers, who was 81, was hospitalized in New York City last week after going into cardiac arrest following a routine medical procedure. She passed peacefully at 1:17 p.m., surrounded by family and close friends, said her daughter Melissa in a statement. "My mother's greatest joy in life was to make people laugh. Although that's difficult to do right now, I know her final wish would have been that we return to laughing as soon as possible. Rest in peace, Joan Rivers." While we don't know exactly when the next iPhone will be released, rumor has it around September 19th, already there are people lined up outside a New York City Apple store. Apple's next big event is not for a few days, and the company is expected to unveil the iPhone 6 then. And at least one person in line has more than the new iPhone in mind. He's using the publicity to promote his new medical app, Video Medicine. Apparently, the app will let you pay by the minute to Skype with medical professionals. The guy and his wife weren't the first to arrive at the Apple store, but they managed to get the first spots in line after paying the group in front of them $1,250 each to switch spots. Okay, the other day I found some hope in an article about coffee naps. Now comes this. To help you understand why you're such a monster before your morning coffee, the scientific minds at ASAP Science put together a video explaining coffee's effects on your brain. There's some stuff about receptors and something called adenosine, whatever that is, but that's not important. Want to know why coffee hypes you up? Basically, it does the same thing to your brain as crack. Caffeine hypes you up by increasing the production of adrenaline, but it also spikes the dopamine in your brain, which is exactly what cocaine does when it hits your system. Obviously, caffeine does this all to a lesser extent, but coffee, therefore, is a drug, so it has a few things in common with the more hardcore stuff. Now, go drink some coffee like you're going to do something important today. Still with the brain, a new study says you can train your brain to choose healthier food over junk food. Then each time it does well, you reward it with a Snickers bar. All right, new research shows that by age 7, children have learned not to trust others and not to divulge the truth to others. That's sad to think that it only takes 7 years to turn an innocent child into a seasoned politician. A strict zoning ordinance to protect the ambiance in Sedona, Arizona, has meant that the local McDonald's had to change their famous golden arches to turquoise, and Ronald McDonald was forced to ditch the clown shoes for Birkenstocks. When a Florida deputy tried to break up a fight between two women, he used pepper spray. But one of the women retaliated by rubbing the spray back into the deputy's eyes. I'm not sure what this police officer's thinking. Every seasoned cop knows that you don't dare break up a fight between two women without calling for SWAT backup. A ban on high-powered vacuum cleaners has resulted in the British buying all that they can find. Okay, so I understand this. Americans are stockpiling AK-47s while the British are hoarding household appliances. Have I got that right? Were they really at one time actually the same country? I've heard of this place before. It's legendary. The town of Waldo, Florida, is now officially under investigation. Half of the town's revenue comes from the extraordinary amount of traffic tickets that its police force writes as motorists are required during one stretch of highway to change speeds 6 times. The ticket writing scam came to light after doctors reported treating an unusual number of police officers for carpal tunnel syndrome. A gorilla at the zoo in Seattle underwent an expensive 4-hour surgical procedure for a sinus infection this week. Sure, that sounds expensive, but not when you compare it to the cost of keeping a 500-pound gorilla in Kleenex. A British soldier is under investigation for breaking military discipline by entertaining tourists while on duty at Buckingham Palace. Her Majesty's Army has a long-standing policy against twerking in uniform. Hey, thanks for checking in. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report every weekday. Watch for the Frank D'Angelo Band appearing across the country during their fall tour. September 19th in Montreal at the Leonardo da Vinci Centre Theatre. September 20th in Ottawa at the Casino at Lac Lemay. September 25th in Toronto at the Markham Theatre. And October 4th in Halifax at the Casino.